Hi everyone, welcome to Spring Boot REST API request body validation tutorial. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to validate Spring Boot REST API request body using Hibernate Validator. Alright, Hibernate Validator is one of the popular library which provides a reference implementation of bin validation API. In my previous video tutorials, we have seen how to develop Spring Boot CRUD RESTful APIs using Spring Boot, MySQL, GPI, Hibernate, and we have also seen how to implement custom exception handling. Alright, and in this video I'm gonna show you how to validate Spring Boot REST APIs using Hibernate Validator. So basically this video is continuation of these two previous video tutorials. Alright, let's get started. Validating Spring Boot REST API is pretty easy, so you need to follow these steps. So first is Hibernate Validator available on class path when we use Spring Boot starter web dependency. So whenever we add Spring Boot starter web dependency, then Spring Boot will automatically provide Hibernate Validator for us. We no need to manually add Hibernate Validator library to our project. And then we need to apply validation annotation to a bin, for example at not null, at email, at not blank, and at size annotations. So these are the validation annotations that are provided by bin validation API and Hibernate Validator. So we need to add this annotation in order to validate a bin fields. Okay, and then we need to enable validation on Spring REST controller by adding add valid annotation in addition to add request body annotation. And then we can customize the validation error message using add exception handler. So we basically create a custom validation error response and we fill that object and we send custom validation error response back to the client. So these are the 4 steps we need to implement in order to perform Spring Boot REST API validation. Okay, if you have already a Spring Boot project and you want to implement a validation in a Spring Boot project, then you just need to follow these 4 steps. Alright, it's pretty simple. Let's go ahead and let's implement these 4 steps and perform validation in Spring Boot project. In previous video tutorial we have seen how to develop Spring Boot CRUD REST API and we have also implemented custom exception handling. Alright, let me quickly review what are the REST APIs we have developed. In a user controller we can see here this is a get all users REST API, get user by ID, create user, update user, and delete user. So these are the REST endpoints we have developed in previous video tutorial, and we have also created a global exception handler which will handle specific exception as well as global exception. Okay, please visit my previous 2 video tutorials in order to understand how to develop Spring Boot REST API and how to implement custom exception handling, and I have provided links of these video tutorials in a video description, and this tutorial is basically a continuation of these 2 previous video tutorials. Alright, so let me quickly run the Spring Boot project. Let us first see without validation how the data will be stored in a database. So look at here, this is the create user REST API and it has a JSON request body. It has first name, last name, and email, and first name don't have any name here. This is a empty. Last name field also don't have a value. This is also empty, and if I hit send button, then this empty or null value will be stored in a database, and this is the response of this create user REST API. Okay, we should validate these fields in order to avoid such storing such null or empty data into a database. So based on the requirement we should validate these fields. In this video I am going to show you how to validate first name, last name, and email fields using Hibernate Validator and bin validation API annotations. So let's verify our Hibernate Validator library in a class path. Go to the Maven dependency section and scroll down. So look at here, Hibernate Validator dependency is available on a class path. So whenever we add Spring Boot web starter dependency, then Hibernate Validator will be automatically provided by Spring Boot starter web dependency. Okay, now the Hibernate Validator is available in a class path. So this is the first step, and second step is we need to apply validation on bin. For example, user is our bin, So here, look at here, we have first name, last name and email fields. And let's go and let's apply validation annotation for first name. So let's annotate at null annotation. So look at here, the package javax.validation.constraints. You should select this package, okay? And then we need to use @size annotation, and here I will just provide constraints. So minimum is 2, and the message is first name should have at least 2 characters, okay? So this is the validation for first name, and let's apply same validation for last name as well. Okay, the first name is not null and the size is at least 2, and for last name also the validation constraints is same, like last name should not null and the size is at least 2 characters. Okay, so let's go and let's apply validation for email. So there is a straightforward annotation, so we can use @email annotation to provide a validation for email field. All right, and let's go and let's also apply @not null annotation. So these are the validation annotations provided by bin validation API, and they are straightforward and the annotation is a self-descriptive. Okay, now we have done the second step, that is applying validation annotations for bin. Now the third step is we need to add @valid annotation to the create user REST API. @valid annotation. Okay, so basically we use this validation annotation to enable validation for REST controller. Okay, this is the third step. Now the last and fourth step is we need to provide a custom validation response. So this is the global exception handler that we have created in previous video tutorial. So it has 2 methods. One is to handle specific exception and another is to handle global exception. Okay, so we write one more method which will create a custom validation response and it will send back to the client. So here I am going to write the method. I am going to just write the comment handling custom validation errors. Okay, and in previous video tutorial we have created this error details Pojo class. It has timestamp, message and details. So these are the fields which client expecting in a error response. All right, and we are going to use a same error details object here. Let's go ahead and let's create a method to handle custom validation error. Create a public response entity, and here let's give a name as custom validation error handling, something like this. Okay, and here we need to pass a standard exception, that is method argument not valid exception. Okay, and you should annotate this method with @exception handler annotation, and here we need to pass the exception name here. Okay, so whenever there is a validation error or exception thrown in application, then that will be handled by this method, and inside this method we are going to create error details object equals to new error details, and here just pass a current date. Okay, and here we need to pass a message, validation message. I am going to give like validation error or something like this. You can give any validation error message that you want, and here I am going to give a exception message like get binding result dot get error field error, and then get default message. Okay, so this will basically return a message that we have provided in a annotation. Now let's go ahead and let's return the custom validation object to the client. So let's go ahead and let's return response entity, and here what we need to do is we need to just pass a error response object, that is error details, and here we need to return HTTP status as a bad request. That's it. It's pretty simple, right? Alright, so we have implemented all these 4 steps. Now let's go ahead and let's run the Spring Boot project and let us see how it works. So this is our Spring Boot entry main class, and I have just right click and run the Spring Boot project now, and the Spring Boot project is running on embedded Tomcat server on port 8080. So now look at here, this is again a create user REST API, and I haven't provided a value to the first name and last name, and what I will do is I will just hit the send button. So look at here the validation custom response that we got from the REST API. So first name is here is null or empty, and here we got a message like first name should have at least 2 characters. Okay, so if I provide a post name with some value here, and if I hit again send button, so this will give validation for last name. Message like here I need to provide as last name, right? So let's stop the server and run the project again. Now let's go and let's again send the request. So look at here, last name should have at least 2 characters. So what I will do, I will provide some value to the last name. If I hit send button, then this record will be successfully stored in a database because we have provided all the required value to the fields. Now what I will do, I will remove the email field value, and if I hit send button here, so this will give, instead of not null, what we will do, we'll use not blank validation. Okay, and let's try this validation. Let's run the project again and let us see how it works. Yeah, look at here, the add not blank validation annotation, it works. So it says must not be blank. Alright, if you give wrong email address here, this message we got in a response. So this is how we applied validation for first name, last name and email address. So far we have done a validation for create user REST API. So similarly, let's go and let's validate update user REST API. So the simple step is, what you need to do is you need to just add valid annotation in addition to add request body annotation here. Alright, so this will enable validations to the user bin. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's run the Spring Boot project again and let us test update user REST API validation. So let me quickly create this user, demo user. So the demo user is created successfully and the ID is 19. And here what I will do, I will select put method, put HTTP method, and here I'm going to remove the first name. And if I hit send button here, so look at here, first name should have at least 2 characters. So same validations are applied to the update user REST API. Okay, so if I remove here last name, and this will give last name should have at least 2 characters, and if I provide invalid email address, then this should use a error message like must be a well formatted email address. Alright, so let me quickly recap what we have done. We have implemented 4 steps, right? So first is we have seen that Hibernate validator dependency is available in a class path, and second step is we have applied validation annotation to a bin. For example, first name, last name and email address, we have applied @not null, @size and @not blank and @email validation annotations. And third step is we have enabled annotation in a REST controller or in a REST API by using add-valid annotation. And fourth step is we have created a method which will handle custom validation errors. Okay, so these are the 4 steps are enough to implement validation in Spring Boot project. I hope you found this video tutorial useful. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Whenever I will publish such videos, you will get notified. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.